and I'm here with Sauce.
Like the sauce, yeah.
There you go, like the sauce.
Yeah.
Streaming tonight's elite game in first person. That's where we take the best of the best teams, as you can see right here, and of the past week, and put them together in this crazy game to earn a few bonus points. Points are distributed at half the normal value as before. However, the amount of points you get for a kill, which is 1, still remains the same. Now, as we are getting some players into the lobby here as the teams come on in, we're going to go over a few quick stats with you guys here. First and foremost, we have the standings for the league as of today, before this game starts. Up at the top, University South Carolina, 73 points. And as you can see by second and third, it's a close battle. Arizona State, second. And there's a California team, third. And another one in fourth. 2 California teams up top. Then in 5th place, Colorado Boulder, University of Delaware in 6th, East Carolina 7th, and University of Washington in 8th. It is a very close fight to the top in this league here, folks. And you know, I just know today's game is going to be great. We're going to see a lot of action tonight because players are going to be out there in the rough. No house camping tonight, Sauce. I'm calling it. No one's going to camp.
No house camping tonight, and the weather is fair, sunny, with a slight chance of sunset today. We have some of our top killers on the list here of CBA as of today. Temperature with the University of Delaware was 7 kills. Ron with the University of California, Irvine with 6 kills. And the close runners-up, Durago Marcu, Enrica, University of California, San Diego, Irvine, and the University of Texas, Austin with 666. And, Chat Spam, University of Riverside, WMWMWM with 6 kills as well. Got a lot of people out here playing really aggressively and taking a lot of kills for their team, which is earning them points effectively, putting them up top if they're unable to place, marginally within the limits of the top 10, right? So they're getting some kills for their team. Luckily, they are placing pretty high, so these kills do help them out.
For sure. And we got that list for you right here, updated as of today before the first game. Things are close here at the top. Temperature with 7 kills. That is crazy. That's probably like 2 or 3 a game for sure, at least. And I believe that's just this. That doesn't count preseason. That's just this is just as of last week. So that is quite a few kills to start off, and it's still, we're still early on here in the official season. Lots of 6s going across the board there, and then 1-5 with Fusha, let's say that. And a lot of these players are in the top teams, so you know what that tells me? That tells me that if you can get 1 or 2 of those players from those top teams, you can get a couple of those picks, you can bring them down. So if you see a couple of these names on your kill feed, you better watch out, because that team might be struggling later on in the match.
There's a lot of great teams, a lot of very aggressive players. I'm interested to see how this elite game works out for some of the more challenging aspects of this game, like encroaching player surfaces, the play area. We had 1 death to the wall just inches from safety. I have a Twitch clip of that.
Oh yeah, that was the guy from Auburn. That was King Arthur. King Arthur from Auburn. I remember.
Right.
That was so awesome.
I've been watching that Twitch clip over and over again, and it is just unfortunate every time, because I've done that before. I've gotten just inches, and this is when I was still pretty new, just inches from the energy wave, and I just was not. I was not close enough. I was not running fast enough, and it was very, very unfortunate to die like that. It's unfortunate even more to see somebody be taken out of the match by just an inch or 2 from safety.
It was such a close call too, because he had a couple of his teammates down there, so he was like mid revive, or he was going for the revive, and it was like, do I stay or do I go? Do I pick him up, or do I back out and make a run for it here?
Yeah, that was We couldn't see it from our angle, but it was a very small, it was a very small line where he was either safe or in the wave, and he was just kind of like teetering on the edge of that line. And I was looking at it, and I was trying to figure out like why he died, what would have stopped him from moving over an inch. I think maybe he just didn't have enough health to make that decision quick enough.
He was so close. Literally less than a second would have done it for King Arthur, but I don't know how much longer he would have survived after that, unfortunately. But hey, that can mean the difference between 6th and 5th place, you know, and fighting to get in that top 5. At the so your name shows up big at the end of the game.
Yeah, well, and if you're going for placements and you're trying to get those points to be up there in the top 5 spot, you've got to. Every death that you take for your team counts, so you got to be very, very cognizant of that.
Auburn always brings the clips, so they should get a bonus for filmability here or something like that.
Let's see. Found the clip. I keep watching it. It's so sad. It's so sad. I can't wait to see how this pulls out, because this is gonna be an interesting league game. We have a lot of teams here who play very aggressively. A lot of teams trying to put themselves up on the list here, trying to get a little bit higher ranked. So this is it's gonna be an interesting Sunday. Let's see if we can't find
for sure.
Here. Gonna go ahead and message the clip to one of the mods, because I feel like that should either be played on stream or taken and given to the chat.
Oh yeah, which we can try and throw that clip in chat. I'm sure they'll be willing to throw that up there. That's too beautiful not to share.
Can't do that, but I can whisper it to you.
That's just that.
There you go. Boom.
Oh, there we go.
There's that. Check it out on Discord.
All right, we'll do our first instant replay for you guys here. Alright, let me bring it up.
King Arthur fine.
Alright, well we are gonna roll that clip. This was a highlight of the game from last week for sure here. Oh whoops, I brought up the wrong. There we go. King Arthur from Auburn with that wild play.
King Arthur finally dying just inches.
Oh. Here he comes and will freeze. Boom. Right
just
there.
Just right inches.
Right
inches
there.
From safety.
Man.
I would have loved to hear the live commentary on that from his team, from him. It's actually unfortunate.
He's like half a car length.
He really is.
Oh man.
That's why I don't bet on horses, man. Inches count. Inches count in a lot of things.
Oh man, he's like right there. Oh, that's so rough. He had a couple people next to him though.
He did. So even if he did make it, he would have died to other people. But I think I feel like that's a more noble and honorable death. You know, like if I'd rather get shot in a PUBG game than die to the environment. Or I mean, I've died to the environment a lot, and that we won't talk about. I've got so many Twitch clips of myself dying to like getting stuck in between the railing. I've gotten stuck in between the railing 3 times, and I don't know how it's happened. Oh man, nothing's more embarrassing. But he'll make a comeback today, hopefully getting some kills for his team, doing something to kind of redeem that last game.
For sure. That was just a great clip in general, regardless of what happened that game. Definitely if it's too risky, just in that situation, I would have just said, hey, sorry, teammate, I don't want to risk it. Because if I die here, we're out. But if I live, then we're still in it. So I guess I would have been like, see ya. Gotten out of there. I always tell my teammates, though, when I'm playing, I'm just like, go. Like, if I get shot out of the car or something, I'm like, go, man, just keep going. Just drive.
Yeah, I've had some really, really good experiences, like making this, like with decision making at least, doing squads with people that really know what they're doing. I mean, I have enough time to dedicate. I've never really been fantastic at video games, but like PUBG has been one of those games that you can take like real world scenarios and real world tactics. I don't know what's going on with my head. And you can apply those things, especially in first person, to this game. So I don't know if you know this little fun tip, but the military, specifically the Army, for what I know of, when they do movement drills and stuff like that, and they want people to learn hands-on without having to go to the field, they play Arma. They play Arma, and they set up squad formations, they set up recon stuff. And a lot of teams that I see that are really successful are actually using these like wedge formations when they're moving across fields, or clearing tactics where they go in one at a time, checking each corner and making sure that the area is secure. And doing this efficiently has brought a lot of teams up higher on the rankings with as far as like the overall esports side of things, like where you have what's it called? There was an event in California recently. This team, just a bunch of ex-Army dudes that actually had never played professionally before, got themselves in the number 2 spot, just being beat out by a Korean team. But these guys were super efficient, super deadly, and super aggressive. And I can't wait to see a lot more of these teams kind of pick up that style of play.
I'm excited too. This game is honestly 1/3 tactics, 1/3 your aim, and 1/3 just plain luck. Because you never know. Sometimes it comes down to who landed next to the shotgun at school and who landed next to nothing. You know, so
they do have the never lucky houses, the dedicated nothing in the whole house.
Oh yeah, you know those ones where there's a bathroom behind a door, a kitchen behind a door, and then there's an upstairs attic. Nothing, never, not anything in upstairs.
Nothing, never. I don't even know. Like I don't, and that's the thing. Maybe I don't know the game inside and out to the point where I can make those like TSM decisions where I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna go check that bathroom. But every time I go into that 4x4 house, the one that you open the door, there's a room on the left, there's a staircase, the door that goes out to the little patio, then the little side hallway area that has another door, like which is like a closet. I always check the door to the immediate left, and I know there's nothing in it ever. I think I've opened it one time, and I've been pleasantly surprised by like a 4x or a 2x. And oh man,
I found more on the outside patio on the first floor than in that first bedroom. Exactly.
I don't know. This game is very tilting sometimes. And there's just nothing you can do about it except bitch and then move on. Really.
Yeah, just gotta keep pushing on, keeping on, keep on keeping on. That's what I was trying to say. But let's see. You're trying to get the last few teams on in here before we kick things off this evening.
A lot of people in here today supporting their individual players. Some players here are supporting themselves. I see a couple of I see a couple of the participants in here. I see Fusion. Oh, you know what? You know, you're the Salty Sea Cow.
Salty Sea Cow. Where's oh, what were they getting on me at one of my first streams for I'm So Frosty? That was the guy. They were laughing because I was like, oh, I'm so frosty. I said something with him, so I was remembering.
Unsub, unfollowed. Not a family-friendly stream. Oh boy.
Doesn't it gives me the notification? I think when I have it up on my phone. It does. Intended for mature audiences.
Well, I mean, they mean mature by physical appearance. Gotta remember, man. This is the world. Say something and I'll cry.
I've had so many mature PUBG conversations on Spawn Island before games start. So many mature conversations.
So many. We talked about we talked about the financial deficit in America.
We read graded each other's papers, checked each other's grammar.
Yeah, I've never heard anything derogatory on Spawn Island. Never.
Race is a subject that comes up on Spawn Island a lot. I think that's
very,
good.
very humbling conversations.
All right, we got a mod here letting us know the match is going to be starting up soon here, folks. Probably in the next 5-ish minutes or so. Get things warmed up. I want to see in the chat, who are you guys rooting for? Who do you guys want to see win this elite game? We see a lot of the teams out here who've got the fans. So let's see in chat. I see some UNC fans, a couple of UD fans. UD, there we go. Oh, there's UC. That is my favorite team to pronounce. University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Ugh.
Oh, it looks like we are loading in.
There we go. And so it begins. So now that we're loading in, let's make sure that the audio is synced properly. I just saw Spawn Island, right? Yep. He's moving up. Okay, cool.
In. All right. Perfect.
Is Platypus jumping up on from one to the other? Onto
he
the
just
other,
jumped, just landed, just jumped.
Okay, cool.
Landed.
So
awesome.
we're on track.
We're
on track. That's all I wanted to know because I was commentating King Arthur's death like 2 seconds before you even saw it on your screen, and I was like, oh my god, that's so unfortunate.
I noticed that too, but I was like, I don't want to like screw anything up here in the last moments of the game.
It's unfortunate having to commentate like this. Maybe one day we'll have the ability to kind of live commentate the actual stream.
Yeah, we did that in the beginning, but I was the spectator, and I was I was not the best spectator, and it's annoying to spectate in this game.
Right. Let me tell you how easy it is to get together like an actual like venue and event. Like all you gotta do is tell them, hey, we're a bunch of college kids looking to do esports. They're going, bam, here you go. These are the times and dates. You get some people behind you. Getting sponsors is super easy, especially if you know how to talk to people. Be really interesting to see this thing go. Get to a point where we could get a small little area, small little venue, 15,000 square feet, and pop everybody in here
Center.
For like the super elite game.
Yeah,
get all these
I'm
teams
excited.
down here.
I'm excited to have the fans here watching us grow from the very beginning here. Oh, man, where's the plane gonna go? Let's call it right now.
I don't
Far
know,
left.
but you know what? You know what I've noticed, right? If you're on Spawn Island and you look up in the air, you can see the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see where the plane's gonna spawn. 64 people going northeast.
There we go.
Across the
That's
map
a good
here.
plane right here.
That's a really good plane. Not too far from Milta. Not too far from Pachinki if you're going there. If you like the water town, I mean, I guess. A lot of teams going to military base. You would think that the density of military base, you would try to stay away from that, especially in a survival team-based event. But some of these teams, they're playing aggressively and they're going really, really hard.
For sure, for sure.
Fusha and his team going down. Oxbuddy going down.
Wow, a
Looks
lot
like
of people
they're going
dropped pretty early here.
Yeah,
I'm
they did.
excited.
There's
a lot of more teams in the mill base. Usually it's only like 3 max.
You don't want to get a whole lot of these guys getting caught up north like they were before.
Definitely not.
That'd be
definitely
unfortunate. Eric the Sloth finding some 5.56 and a VSS. He just skips right over that. Nobody picks up the VSSs anymore. Blue will
Really?
fix it.
I like the VSS.
VSS is a troll weapon and everybody knows it.
I love the VSS, man.
And that explains a whole lot. Eric Sloth not finding anything. This is what I'm talking about here. The dedicated 0 items per room right here in the military base. It's kind of unfortunate. WM going down. It looks like they're going to Nova just for whatever reason. I don't have a great I don't have a great experience with Nova, right? Like every time I go there, I get gunned down or I just don't find anything. So I'm interested to see what they find here. Obviously, everything has been set to the standard of esports. So let's see how this plays out for them.
I want to
Eric
see
DeSlock.
people go to Spawn Island.
Yeah,
Let's
everybody
see it.
wants to go to Spawn Island.
I want to see it happen today. Next game. If any of this
Got some shotguns.
chat, let them know you want to go to Spawn Island.
Must be. I mean, if honestly, if I ever see the play area shrink towards Spawn Island, I think I'm gonna go there in a personal game. Obviously.
Yeah.
Got a whole lot of looting going on. This is where we're gonna see a lot of these teams start to progress. Round found a Scar with some ammo. That's really, really good for him and his team right now. An AR in this early in the game is going to be super nice.
Uh-oh.
Strawberry knocked, but by what? I'm curious.
If he fell, I think he accidentally got out of a car.
It's an unfortunate start.
Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Ooh, some shots going off now. That was or am a whale.
Or I'm a whale.
Or am I a whale?
Just gonna say whale. Makes it
Whale.
makes it a little easier. So Whale's got himself
Or am I a whale?
Hopkins with a shotgun right there at the prison. We're looking at a lot of weapon density already in the game.
Yeah.
It was really slow the last two games where it was pistols, Uzis, and shotguns. But Ron's got himself a Scar. You've got a couple people with ARs. Even the shotguns are good for right now. I mean, especially not the double barrel.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like we're going to see the Great Migration here. All the birds flying instead of flying south for the winter, they're going to fly west for the circle because a lot of teams are not in this initial circle here. So it's
DJ Frum's picking up an SKS. Ooh, with an 8X
there you
as
go.
well.
Game over.
Pretty
GG.
deadly. Unfortunately, we're gonna be looking at the Great Migration a lot later than we probably expected. There's a lot of teams who are, I mean, look at the weapon density. Just going across, you see you have you have a Car 98 over there. You've got some ARs. You've got 3 SKSs that I see. That is just incredible right now for these teams to pick up so many great weapons. You have a couple M4s, which is really good for that extra stability. A lot of people argue about the difference between the M4 and the M16, but I would say that almost 100% of the time it's much better to pick up that M4. All the extra attachments do definitely help.
Alrighty here, folks. We got the first crate of the day right outside of my favorite city in the world, Regopolis. I want to see these teams go for this crate. Please go for the crate. At least it's not in the water this time.
Right. There's a lot of bad crate spawns in the last 2 games here. It was kind of hard to watch. It was really hard to watch.
Like on top of a mountain, in the water.
Yeah, I one dead center in the middle of the river, which was unfortunate for a lot of these teams trying to push forward and look for anything that they can to help them out during the last top 20, the final moments when stuff gets a little bit hairy.
Look at this. They've got the whole city to themselves here.
Oh, and the
That's
car flip.
University, South Carolina there in Yasna with the whole city to themselves.
Takes no damage, unfortunately, flipping the vehicle. That's a great idea. Throwing the grenade to try to flip the car over.
Let's see
if that
it.
works for them.
Let's see it. Come on.
Oh, what a next level play. Nothing says ingenuity like using a grenade that has a 50-meter kill radius to flip a car back over.
These are those military strats you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's a next level. I remember that's what they taught us. They said, hey, if your Humvee ever flips over, just stick a couple of fragmentation grenades underneath it and blow it right up.
Brought to you by University of California, San Diego, right there with that amazing grenade.
Yeah, no kills yet. 64 alive.
Everybody's kitted.
Everybody is completely kitted out. This is going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting game. Everybody has a lot of firepower. 64 alive. The crate has not been touched yet. Doesn't look like.
Has it fallen yet?
It has fallen. It even the flare even ran out on it. It's got a Groza ghillie suit. Ooh man, I've never used a ghillie suit in this game, believe it or not. 1,000 games, never got a ghillie suit. Got a
I've
lot of
gotten
awesome
it
weapons though.
like once. Hey, real quick? I noticed you're like half a second ahead of me. What'd you do? You say you just pause it and unpause it?
Yeah, pause it and unpause it, and it
Alright.
should bring you up to current. But that could also bring you further than I am. So
Alright.
we want to
Oh
both do
god.
that then.
PlayStation ad. Lovely. Alright.
This stream is brought to you in part by PlayStation.
We will not advertise Gran Turismo on this stream.
Yeah, no Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is not a good game.
Forza.
It's just objectively not. Love to not. There's a lot of running around here trying to find just something, right? Something to get them closer to that play zone. There's a lot of guys stuck up north, and like I said before, like you know, there were so many teams last time. I think there was 3 teams that were so far north that they spent the most time running, you know, back towards the center. Hopefully they can kind of make their way over. We only have a minute.
Not many teams
until it
making
starts to
moves
hit
yet.
landfall.
I hope these
No.
guys have cars. It looks like a few of them do. I don't know about these guys in the mill base though, but they can still raid that little group of houses to the right of the bridge on the west there.
Right. Well, if you see the team density, there's not a lot of teams on top of each other. Even the ones that dropped in the military base, as you can see right there, we just panned a little bit too quickly to see, but there was only like 4 guys, and then you see another 4 guys, like another 2 grid squares almost from each other. There's not a lot of teams on top of each other. There's no room for firefights because I don't even think they've noticed each other. I think they all think that they must be
Alone
in so in some joke. 63 alive. Somebody has actually been taken out. I'm not sure who that is yet because I didn't see the kill message. I didn't even see the kill message. There was no gunshots. Icy Fusion and his team, Salty Sea Cow, Legendary Toe, they're missing out on Tog and his team. Got 2 cars. So actually, they're actually traveling a little bit smarter, not having everybody in one car. Soda Dragon died. Not sure how he died, but I'm sure he'll tell us here in just a second. There's a lot of like teams that are spread out. And there's a lot of space between everyone. So Energy Field finally made landfall up there at Kaminsky. Ideology and Chi need to really go. Like, they really need to go, because if they don't, they're going to be in some serious trouble.
They're skirting along there. I don't know about Strawberry though. What are they doing? They're hanging out there too.
They are taking their time, and it's going to cost them if they don't have the necessary resources to replenish that health. A couple of energy drinks or some pain pills. It's going to be really rough for them trying to catch back up. He turned on me and tapped out. Oh god. Had the drop on him, missed every shot. Oh god.
Hopefully we'll see that.
That's unfortunate. A lot of teams making their way to the center. This is where I'm calling it after this play area comes through. I'm calling that there's going to be at least a drop in 20 players. This is where a lot of the team density is going to be. They're going to be right on top of each other.
Strawberry's making the way in there.
Slowly but surely.
That was California Irvine holding out in the back there. I think sitting in the blue is a decent strategy.
Shots being fired. It looks like it's an early firefight. More of just a warning shot. Because they're moving up right now. Icy Fusion and his team making their way across the field. It's Salty Sea Cow, Icy Fusion, Wiki, and the Legendary Toe. They played very aggressively last game. It worked out for them. I believe they made it to the top. They were 9 before they finally got taken out.
Yeah, and real quick here, chat, it looks like some of them might be having some FPS lag. We did have an issue earlier. Some people, if you're in the Twitch beta, if you're logged in, go to the top right, click on your profile, then there should be a box to click that says load the regular website, because some people we were testing with before the stream started were having issues with watching the stream on Twitch beta. So give that a shot. Let us know how it works.
Yeah, it's got Tog who picked up a crate. Let's see what's left in the crate. Hopefully our observer.
Oh, teasing
Unfortunately,
it. He's teasing it.
Yeah, he teased it, but I'm pretty sure Tog and his team did go ahead and pick up that. Gonna go ahead and go over to Voltrain, who might have something. It's taking a little bit of damage here. Temperature, the human. We're looking at a lot more engagement right now, a lot more action, but nothing too interesting has really happened yet. We have all these teams who are still staying a really, really, really big distance from each other. I mean, you see, just there's so many people scattered, but in reality, it's just these teams who are sitting on top of each other, you know, trying to keep it all contained. Ideology and his team right there on the very edge. A couple other people. It's gonna be really interesting.
Close here. There's
right
a couple
now.
teams brushing up against each other here, and it looks like in chat that some people are they're reporting that I'm fumbling over my words here. Turning off Twitch beta has helped them a lot, so that does work. If you didn't hear that earlier, top right if you're logged in, and then uncheck that you're Twitch beta and go to the regular website, I believe is what it does. So we will get that sorted out. Let's see here. Man, the teams are still super spread out.
Really, really spread out, and I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to get some of these teams to start noticing each other. But I mean, we are talking about they're passing each other. They got taking some shots right now. Oh, bad mouthing the people shooting at him with a horn honk. Fuchsia, Daddy, they are all taking their time in those housing complexes right there. Strawberry and his team, hopefully turning around to engage. Hopefully something. 63 alive with 10 minutes into the game, 15 minutes into the game now. We are seeing just a big standoff between the teams. Only one dead.
Looks like a lot of these teams are mobile here with their cars, so it looks like nobody's going to have to make the marathon run into the circle here, luckily for them.
Fairly lucky for these guys. Let's see. There's just a lot of teams passing Strawberry, Ron. You know, there's so much potential to start engaging, and most of these guys are just playing it really, really safe. It is an elite game after all. There's a little bit more pressure on them to make it as far as they can. However, this is turning into a game of hide and seek.
Well, you know, and your opponents are going to be tougher too, because they didn't make it to the elite game doing just anything.
Icy Fusion taking some damage right now, being shot at by Odang, and there's a lot of these guys are trying to get the drop on each other, but it's not going to work without some real precise thinking. Salty Seacal, Legendary Toe, Icy Fusion, they're really good at flanking their opponents. It's right now it's about making the smart decision, moving up when cover has been established, and just taking a point and going to that. They could get easily flanked by that team right there.
And that is South Carolina in the maroonish purple there, and in the brown that is UC Riverside.
Icy Fusion taking some shots. There's just, they have no real cover, just a lot of concealment right there.
One's down.
Wiki's down. That was a rifleman. So if they don't pick him up, they might get they might lose out on seeing
look at this,
the positions of WM and his team.
WM definitely has the angle here. I don't think they notice him. He knocked out Icy Fusion too, and he's about to knock out the toe.
Dang.
And there he goes.
My goodness. M16 knocking him out. The Salty Seacal taking some shots now. They're not playing this smart at all. Unfortunately, WM taking down Wiki with the SKS. The Salty Seacal, the only one left. If he gets knocked, he will take a lot more than just a little bit of damage. Wiki is dead. Finally, 61 left. Padawan killed the Legendary Toe with the Car 98, leaving him with 62.
Trying to run.
Salty Seacal is making a break for it.
He made it!
And he did wind up making it. WM killing Icy Fusion with the SKS. 60 left now.
That means South Carolina has 1 player left. Wow. Looks
It's
like
going to be an interesting 1v59. Snow Dragons, Fuchsia, and Reek all moving up, trying to take out.
Here we go. Now teams are getting coached here.
Ideology. Tearing it up. Taking on Lugo, Dang, WM, and Padawan in a hill fight. It's very, very, very hard to play this stuff right, because you can't advance. There's really no room to advance when you only have hills, right? There's so many different angles that these other teams can get them at if they're not careful, especially with the listening to the not muzzle flares, listening to the gunshots, listening to where the shots are going, hearing the hissing. If they get caught out on those hills, it could be really bad. It could put them in some serious trouble.
For sure, for sure. Looks like a couple teams here have been in a bit of a standoff here.
Now, see, what's best for them right now is to reassess their situation, see where they can go tactically, and hopefully pick themselves back up. Because if they don't make a move, they could easily take a lot more damage than just, you know, a couple shots. They could easily get their whole team wiped out, especially when you have the advantage of cover and concealment inside of a house like that.
Oh man, it could be this is an interesting circle here. Half of it's cut by that river, so I think a lot of teams are still going to be displaced no matter what here. Ooh, it looks like Great Power Van is going in. They're going in for the rush there as they knock down.
That is absolutely incredible
UCSD
right there.
player.
Just being taken completely out with the UMP. The UMP, the legend. DJ Frum's killing 2 people there. Taking hit. Oh my gosh. Taking out an entire team.
That was UCSD. That was UCSD. San Diego was out.
And that is just unfortunate for them. There is nothing like a good room clearing weapon.
That was Jacksonville
like
State.
the UMP.
Taking out UCSD.
Big
Wow.
Mac Attack and his team hearing the gunshots from earlier, making their move now, hopefully trying to clear out the team that just demolished what was an entire squad. Reese and his team, Fuchsia backing off, it seems, from the rest of the gang there, trying to move closer towards the circle. We only have 1 minute to go before we start seeing the play area shrink again. A lot of these teams moving in. And it's getting a lot smaller very quickly. It's going to move in quick for some of these guys here, so they've got to really pay attention. Taking the U.S. all the way up.
Look at that.
Kind of an interesting tactic there. Got a crate dropping right.
Is that really going to land in the water?
It may land in the water. It's hard to see at this angle, but a lot of gunfire being taken.
Oh no. You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
He's in trouble.
Actually getting knocked outside of the vehicle. Just a really bad spot. WM tearing it up with the SKS. Tearing it up was doing really well here in the early game. WM is just demolishing these teams. He's a really solid shot, and he's doing like absolutely phenomenal today. Hopefully he can keep it up. Try to place his team, you know, in the number 1, number 2 spot. Voltrain in some trouble. He's really pinned down here. He's got no avenue. Salty Sea Cow. There he's trying to make it. Salty Sea Cow, if I'm not mistaken, he is the only one left on his team.
There he goes.
He's
All right,
going
folks.
on that motorcycle.
I'm telling you, folks, right now, I want everybody to keep an eye on that alive counter, because in the next 5 minutes here, we're going to see it plummet. I guarantee you.
Voltrain still pinned down.
Oh, man.
This is not good. This is not good. There's teams on either side of him, and they are just waiting for them to make a move that they're going to regret.
You know
DJ From's Crimson outside of the circle, just barely. Ideology down. Got knocked with a headshot, the Car 98. Another one of those weapons that I don't like the bullet drop on, but there's a lot of players that are really good on it.
Ooh.
Padawan is
He's waiting for the perfect
almost
shot.
knocked him.
Ooh.
Almost knocked that that headshot there. Luckily, he did have a helmet to save him. Ideology still down with the Mini 14. That could be their team's only chance to get a drop on the Padawan, Lugo, and WM. But WM and Lugo, both very aggressive players. They may take one or two of these guys out right here. WM trying to get a better angle here.
Let's pick up Ideology right there.
And that's one way to use a smoke grenade. A lot of players they ignore the smoke and stun grenades, but you never know when it's going to save your life.
Let's see where this next circle is here. 53 still alive in such a small circle. Oh man, looks like some fight. Oh my goodness, there's teams all over them. It's like an anthill here.
It is. There's a lot of firefights right here on this hill. Big Mac attack with no health at all, being knocked outside the play zone. Orbit's knocked. The human knocked. Car 98's knocking out a lot of these people. Looks like Padawan killed. I'm the one.
That is
with
UD.
Car 98 finally.
That is UD there with Vincent, their only surviving member. It looks like.
See, Reek Fuchsia. They're just snow dragons. These guys have an incredible advantage right now. Temperature, the only one left on the team to pick up what looks to be the last remaining survivors of this team. Fuchsia down. Fuchsia down. Dragons down. Daddy down. Snow Dragons is down.
Oh my gosh, a bloodbath out there. Looks like Vincent is getting these. Vincent could bring UD to pretty far with this one here, and he's their last surviving member. It looks like, and I see a lot of UD fans in the chat here, so hopefully they are getting excited.
Temperature and human back up too. Yeah, that was a big loss over there on the hill. Snow Dragons is Snow Dragons is down. Reek is still alive, but barely able to fend off what is an entire team of people surrounding him at that one point. That's one of the more unfortunate spots of being on top of a hill like that. You really have to play it quick and safe and then get out of there as fast as possible. Kangmeister and Boylad duke it out right now. There's so many different angles. Kangmeister finally getting knocked.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Inkers is going to get picked up. CPB just making a run for it.
He's going. Yeah, that's the fight or flight moment right there. Interesting. That's a new magazine.
31
right
left.
There. Jesus. 31 left. Look, it's already dropped like 20.
Yep. We're down to 30.
We get a double crate. We get
two
a double
crates.
Crate.
Same area. The Salty Sea Cow hiding underneath.
Salty Sea Cow is gonna win this one. I'm calling it right now.
Living true to his name. Padawan and Lugo still in a really tough position, getting down underneath. That is just really unfortunate. They don't make a move, they're going to get flanked and moved up on pretty quickly. Oh man, this is really unfortunate. Lugo.
How many teams are in that building?
Yeah, there's two dead and a full team. It's just gonna be really tough for these guys to get out of there without, taking either some serious damage or some serious fatalities. Inkers and Trashbone, they're all making it into the play area.
Oh, we got the Pachinki swim team here. Uh-oh.
The Salty Sea Cow still unnoticed. Captain Doorknob.
They don't see him.
They get no damage.
They don't care.
They do not care. They're trying to get to safety. Trashbone still sitting there. Salty Sea Cow just maintaining his elusiveness. Boylad 420 looks like he's swimming towards the Salty Sea Cow, which could be unfortunate for the Salty Sea Cow as his whole team got taken out pretty quickly and pretty early. Boylad not swimming towards him, making the turn, trying to get away from all that.
The standoff is still going on, man,
bones.
as we're down to 24 players alive and falling. My goodness. I think those guys on the mountain either are going to have a very strong advantage or disadvantage here as the next circle closes, because those guys are either going to have the greatest amount of cover or their cover is going to be cut in half, and they're going to have to make the run down that hill to try and find something to hide behind. Salty Sea Cow's still under that bridge there. He is not giving up that spot, is he?
And it all depends on whether or not they have, the optics to make up for the vision that they're going to lose. or for the vision that they're gonna lose by not having cover. Ron and his team trying to go out there. Old Dragon going down, finishing off both Caboose and Unbuilt Dragon. Unfortunately, putting these teams down. Now there's only 21 alive. Trashbone in the water, finally drowning. Interesting death from he must have disconnected or something. Trashbone just drowning to death. That's unfortunate for him. The Salty Sea Cow still maintaining his position. Unfortunately, it looks like Captain Doorknob and Inkers are trying to move in on him. With the play area coming in quickly, the Salty Sea Cow is going to have to make some serious moves here. And Reek killing DJ Flums and Great Power Van.
I think he might be having trouble.
Sea Cucumber trying to drive away. Just a sliver of health left. Mark leading those bullets pretty well, giving him even more damage to deal with. Boylad 420 looking a little bit shy on health. Reek doing the same. The Salty Sea Cow still what
wow,
looks
he's
like
in a great position, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these guys think that have a clue that anyone could be behind him.
I think the Salty Sea Cow might be in some trouble here.
My goodness, Boylad going down from Auburn.
A lot of these executions are really helping these teams out. You saw in the early game, the first game of this season, a lot of guys were avoiding the execution. They would knock them and run away, try to get more cover. The executions are really starting to help these teams.
Human L here from the UD.
Lugo pinned down. If he gets, if anybody starts noticing him, he might be in some real big trouble.
That is UC Riverside's player right there. Perhaps their last player.
Human Temperature. There's a lot of teams here. He is just bad. He is done on all sides. There's no way that he makes it out.
They know. They know now. They poked him.
They definitely know. Yep. Lugo XD. He's in some serious trouble. There he goes. Down goes
there
Lugo
goes
XD.
Lugo.
10 left.
That is the last of UC Riverside. They are now out.
Montremer, the only one left on his team.
That's from
University
of Northern Colorado right there.
Montremer going down, being killed with the Mini 14. 9 left. Temperature
Colorado
getting knocked. The Lone Potato knocked with the M16. Dank Daddy knocking out Temperature with the MK14. The
Salty
Human
Sea Cow's
L.
gone.
The Salty Sea Cow's been gone now. Dank Daddy killing Temperature and the Human L with the wow.
Look at that Garoza, man.
Doing so much damage with that Garoza. It's a very underrated weapon, but there's a lot of people that really should start picking that thing up when they see it more.
So it looks like we've got UC Irvine left, and UC Irvine up in the north there.
Mm-hmm.
And in the south, it looks like we have University of Tennessee, Knoxville.
Got Lucius, Dank Daddy. These guys are in a really, really bad spot right here. Dank Daddy with the well-placed shots, knocking and killing. Oh, man, almost killing Marku. XP in a really good spot right now to get himself, to heal himself up. Lucius might be able to knock Miko, and Lucius going down, unfortunately, getting knocked with the Scar L. Miko getting an eye for an eye. Dank Daddy. Miko
and that's
taking the team win with the Scar L, killing Dank Daddy. Jeez.
That is UC Irvine in #1. First place for UC Irvine. Second
Miko
place.
putting himself in a good space. Look at that. 7 kills. He put himself in the top position right there, knocking down what looks like it seems like what he knocked out
I'll bring it up.
Let's see. He knocked down Fuchsia. Fuchsia had 5.
Yeah, so in second place, that is UT Knoxville. And in third place, I think that's UD. It is UD. UD in third place. So the UD fans in chat, will be pleased with that placement there. That was a very intense game there, especially at the end. I was rooting for my man Salty Sea Cow the whole way. What a shame that he was pushed out from under his from out of his underwater home. Very disappointing. And folks, we will be back with game 2 in just a few moments. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few. Thank you guys.
4th place.
Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place. Float on air and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, get ready to begin and just levitate.
Alrighty, folks, we are back with the stream. Like the sauce, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I just took that time to go search Bluehole, and I saw a lot of upset people on Twitter about their deal that they're making.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know. Something with Sony and Microsoft. I don't really know. I was just trying to find their main page so I could be like, hey, add clan tags, because that would be really, really nice. Like,
yeah, especially in this. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but the way we know what team they're on is either, like, obviously, like, there's somebody in here whose name is UCSD something, so I know that's obviously University of California, San Diego. But some of these other guys, I either know them because they're my friends, which is like 5% of the players, but the rest, I tab out and Control F in a big spreadsheet and find the player there. It's really annoying, especially when I'm trying to like call it quickly.
Right. Which is why, you know, I'll say something like WM kills X, Y, and Z with this, you know, or knocking him with the blah, 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 because it just makes it easier. I mean, if you know your team, if you know who it is, we try our best to call it actively while still being able to maintain the each team's integrity, right? We're trying to make sure that you guys know who you're watching the best we can. It's kind of hard without clan tags, which hopefully Bluehole will add. Player unknown needs to, you know, crack the whip. So it would be
What's
really
their
nice
Twitter?
to start getting that stuff.
I'm interested now. You've intrigued me.
I'll link it to you in just. I think it's well, you got Battlegrounds updates, you got player unknown, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. There we go. Huh.
We got an interesting spawn there. That's not a really. That's not too bad actually.
It's not that
that's
bad, yeah. Right through
you
the right through
right
the middle.
there. Exactly.
School,
You
let's
can
see
just
school.
go anywhere you want.
School. Come
Yeah,
on.
nobody's going. Nobody's
Any
going to
takers?
school.
Wow, come on.
Not a whole lot of people going where I thought they were going to go. I honestly, with a spawn like that, I mean, you really got your pick. I didn't expect to see a lot of those. I didn't expect to see 4 people go to ruins. It's an interesting play. Icy Fusion, Legendary Toe, Wiki, Salty Sea Cal down there with CPBO. Got Vito and Tony. That's not a bad location right there. There's a lot of loot within those buildings. Hopefully they don't get as unfortunately played as some people do. Salty Sea Cal picking up a couple things here. Try to supplement himself. Try not to die, right? So that's the goal here.
Salty Sea Cow swim team.
Left Areola getting an AK-47 right off the bat. That's it's gonna help him out, man. That's gonna really be good for any early confrontation. Unless of course it's an urban operation and somebody's got a UMP, because we've seen that take out quite a few people in the last game here.
Pretty nice even spread here. I want to see. I guarantee you, I'm gonna call it right now. A California team is gonna go to the mill base. I'm gonna call it.
Is that just because it always happens, or
because they always go to the mill base every time? And after one game, I talked to somebody from UCSD, and they're like, "Yeah, the plane went nowhere near the mill base, so we figured no one went there, so we're going there." And I guarantee you, no one else is gonna go there except the California team.
well, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad move either.
There they go. Oh, there's another one.
Yep, straight
UCSD,
across.
though, you see him? San Diego's
walking
headed
around,
for it.
huh? They're just swimming right across there, going to Novo.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good... And you know what? That's not a bad move for them either now.
That's both California teams. That Marku on the right and them, that's UC Irvine, and on the left is San Diego. What did I tell
There you
you?
go.
What did I tell you?
Got a lot of teams right now very, very northwest of the play zone here. A couple of them just sitting right there on the edge, which is really good for them. We got the Human L and his team now making sure that they stay on the inner circle. UC Irvine more than likely going to pick up most of the stuff in Novo. Maybe even making their way to the military base. Who knows? I don't know like how much they're going to pick up, but if
They're gonna get it all.
if they do pick up if they do pick up a lot, I don't see a reason to go, but
Trust me, they go in bare bones. They come out kitted.
completely kitted,
Yeah,
right?
I guarantee they always do it. If you guys ever want to, that's like so bad too, because now all the other teams that are afraid of UCSD are gonna be like, well, we're never going to the mill base.
Yeah, exactly. Captain Dordan already had a little bit of damage taken. I don't know if that must have been fall damage, because I didn't hear any gunshots, and he's not
Probably.
around any
He's
other
near
teams.
buildings, so that's always what does it for me.
Once again, the team spread. If you look at this, there's no teams on top of each other. They're all kind of spread out evenly across the map there. You got OX Buddy and his team, actually. They're the only ones on top of each other. Orma Whale, Knights, Ghost, OX Buddy, and Jay Good here with Odang, Lugo, Padawan, and WM. Trying to shoot a little bit here. Taking some shots. Nothing's connecting, though. WM in a really bad spot right there. Swale's got cover and concealment. Of course, not anymore now that he goes up to the top. He's trying to get a little bit of a drop on WM. WM taking no damage, but there is no angle here for either of these guys
Anything's
here.
gonna happen out of this fight. This
Ox
is,
Buddy maybe trying to flank from the top hill right there. It's a good old country standoff here. See who's going to make a move first. We got 2 ARs here. We have the M16 and the M4 with Ox Buddy and Whale, but Knights Ghost with the Uzi. Got the 50 Cent, these guys. Jay Good with the SKS, which is a good pickup right there. Not sure if he's got a scope or not, but WM almost getting knocked, just 1% health. Wow, and healing himself right all the way back up, but just
Close.
taking some massive damage right there early game. Will taking some damage there too. These guys are making plays. Padawan,
They're doing it. Man, I thought they were going to back off. They're going for it.
they're really trying to take these guys out pretty early on. You got 64 alive here, and only a minute and 55 seconds until the game starts to close in on these guys.
Now,
It's going to be a very slow circle.
on the right there, that is University of Colorado Boulder, and Odang on the brown there on the left, that is UC Riverside. If any of you guys are fans of those teams, let's keep an eye out here. Looks like Jay Good might have an angle here.
What a ballsy move. An SKS with a red dot from what looks to be about 300 meters, 200 meters. He is really taking a risk there, giving away his position for not even an accurate shot, but laying down some cover fire, allowing his teammates to kind of back off. Got Boulder who's backing off as well. The crate has first fallen right there. And that's not a bad place for it to fall.
There it is.
Look at that. Let's see what's inside of that.
Come
Car
on.
98, and oh, unfortunate. But of course, nobody else knows that. Ho-Chi, all by himself out there, tearing it up, all by himself. A little weird to see that. Got the human L and his team going north, and there's only about 30 seconds before
Going for Spawn Island, baby. Here it is. They listened to me.
I don't know if that's happening, but they got the human L and his team going north here, and that is a really risky move, as the play area is going to shrink pretty quickly, and for where they're at, it's going to go pretty quickly. Lucius up there all the way in the northwest with nobody else. I'm not really sure what his plan is, if he's got a vehicle and he's just waiting last minute to start making his way down. But it is time to make a decision here. We got about another 45 seconds, 50 seconds before the play area shrinking hits landfall, and they're going to be in a battle against time, trying to figure out where they're going to be positioning themselves here inside the safe zone.
I just glanced for a second, but I think somebody went to Zarky. Yeah, that's Luscious up there, all the way alone up there, may I add.
I'm the one for you solo buggy ride. A lot of these solo plays, it makes me nervous. There's a whole team to his right there. There's Southwest. He could easily bump into these guys. I don't know. Got Platypus there, Tog TMW, Blackbrain. It could be really bad for him, especially now that he's been, riding in that buggy. He's definitely been noticed, at least by somebody. He's going to try to make a move, trying to get away now. Blackbrain, he is all by himself. If I'm the one for you as Solemn, you might be able to take him out, but I don't see that happening right now. It's just not the fight you want to take in a 1v4, especially when you don't know what the other team is carrying.
Yeah, again, I think it's going to be another one where all the teams get lucky with the loot here and are pretty kitted. Pretty even spread again here. Man, Luscious better get a move on.
There's just a lot of teams out there that are just kind of dilly-dallying around, and if Luscious does not have a car or some sort of vehicle to outrun this, I mean, the play area is pretty quick when it's on the outskirts of the inner circle. So it's going to be real tough to make up that lost ground if he doesn't start moving now. I mean, even 2 energy drinks and run without your weapons not going to be fast enough, especially when it's starting to encroach quicker. Oh, dang, WM right there in the school. You said they only 1 people in the school. There you go. Knights Ghost.
UC Riverside taking over the school. My wish is granted.
You still have Irvine down there. Jay Good still by himself. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. There's a lot of branching out by themselves, and I'm not sure if that's really the best idea, especially when there's still 64 alive. Ho-Chi is
practicing his swings there for Junior League MLB baseball.
A lot of weird things going on right now that I'm not.
Is it a full moon? What the heck?
Yeah. Tearing it up. They're kind of just sitting in random locations. I'm wondering what their tactic is. I want to see how this plays out for them. Keeping an eye on these guys that are just kind of staying their ground, outside of the play zone. Go ahead.
Great
and
power, Van. Is he taking some swings too?
They're all working on their golf game. What is the word? What is it? Their
swing. Their follow through. They got to follow.
Their follow through. Yeah. Luscious over there. Just I think Luscious's game here is how long can I sit inside of a deadly beam of energy? Because he is just not moving. I really think he is holding out for something out there. Maybe there was a rainbow. We are using sun shafts today. It's partially cloudy. Slight chance of sunset.
The weather is sunset.
The weather is sunset today. We don't have Poop Lover 69 here from Florida, unfortunately, to sell his merch.
Unfortunately, UCF has not made it into an elite game.
Unfortunately,
yet. They will soon. I know they will. I have confidence.
That's caster confidence right there, but
how far does that get them?
Yeah, is it too good to be true for them? Who knows? I'm so curious. You know what? Let's just cast the entire game off this one guy who is so far northwest that I don't think he's going to be able to make it if he was Dale Earnhardt Jr.
This is a new strategy right here. This is a beyond military tactics.
Fuchsia taking some damage. They're not leading very well. Fuchsia's doing great in his evasion. This car's taking a lot of damage.
He made it.
There's quite a bit of firepower on that team. You have an M4, 2 Scars, and an M16. Why don't they just play Fortnite Battle Royale instead? What a good what a good question. What a fantastic question. What is he doing? Okay, observer.
He's moving. He's definitely moving.
He's definitely moving, but he's moving around the same city. He's moving up, not down. Is he by himself? Did his team tell him this is this next level stuff here?
An act of defiance from Luscious, throwing the game. This is
very unfortunate.
This is our version of the NFL players taking a knee.
Yeah, he's taking a stand to his own death. Well, he's moving a little bit, not really supplementing his health in any way. He finally found a vehicle. I wonder what he was holding out for with that level 1 helmet, level 3 backpack. It's obvious that he's got something going on here.
Maybe he found a bunch of meds.
Maybe he did. Maybe
you know what? We're gonna hang out here for a little while.
Maybe that was the pharmaceutical town of this sub-Soviet Russian era style map here. I don't know if he has a plan. I'd like to see him win because that would make all the crap we're talking pretty obsolete right now.
There he goes. He's on his way. He didn't forget about the game.
He's on a different time zone. It's not late to him. It's not late to him. If you see Irvine there at the military base, still kind of making their way downtown, walking fast, pace is fast. PETA taking some heavy shots from Strawberry. Hopefully not getting knocked. He didn't get knocked.
Wow.
Just surviving with a sliver of health right there. Love to nut.
Is he on
driving
the water?
The car very evasively. They're almost there. Are they in the water? They are in the water.
Is he? Oh, wow. Okay.
PETA with the Mini 14. They're actually, Marcoux and his team now making a move, trying to get up a little bit closer to these guys. Love to nut and PETA in a 1v3 situation right now. His other teammates are coming up to try to help them out, but I don't know if it's going to work out for them if they cannot get on solid ground to start laying down some fire at least. Marcoux taking just a couple shots at PETA. Marcoux he's really trying. But unfortunately for him, PETA's going to take cover down in the water a little bit there.
That is PETA from University of California, San Diego there. Marcoux wants to take that shot, man. He's tracking him pretty well.
He is. Where are their teammates? This is a lot of this split pushing kind of like I'm not sure exactly how this is benefiting them.
Man.
Trying to blow them out of the water. Fishing with dynamite here. PETA taking a lot of damage from that. I mean, they're really love to not going down and actually being knocked in the water. That's going to be probably game over for him. PETA with just a sliver of health It was a 2v3, but unfortunately the water did not do well for either PETA or Love to Nut.
Uh-oh. PETA gives up his position behind any of those, and he's down. And that is probably it for half of UC San Diego. Where's the
taking
UCSD?
some damage too.
Yeah. UCSD Lens. Where they at? Where'd he go? Does it sound like
that
it's
is
still
just
underwater
unfortunate.
for you?
Yeah, it does sound like it's still underwater. It's kind of weird. It happened like this. It happened like this earlier too. That's there we go. Now it's changed.
Okay. All right.
UCSD Lens on the bridge, just really inches. I mean, in perspective to the rest of the map, inches from his teammates. UCSD must be. I have no idea. Like I couldn't tell you what kind of play that was. Salty Sea Cow does it good, hiding underneath the bridge, like some sort of river troll. But hopefully he doesn't have to do that again. Leave his teammates without their folded flags. The Eric Sloth in a single effort to get this care package, the Groza right there, and the military vest painkiller. That's going to be a really big addition to his kit right there if he takes the Groza. But the military vest is definitely something few and far between here in some of these houses.
Eric the Sloth is a happy sloth from and that's a UCSD player.
And that's
right
UCSD.
there.
So look at how far apart these guys are. I cannot for the life of me understand why they would be spreading out so much. It's not paid off for any teams that have been in this like peppercorn sprinkle of like, I have one guy here in Novo, one at the military base, one in some random house on the farm, and then we all meet up later. It's like you get caught out in a team with a 1v4, you're really taking a huge risk there, especially in an elite game like this. And it seems some very questionable moves and tactics by some of these teams here. Dank Daddy with no ammo left. Got in reloading right there. Hopefully trying to see, we got it. What is that? An M4, the XPR. Dank Daddy's got the Car 98. Snow Dragons and his team. It looks like they're very well kitted right now with their ACOGs, their times 4 scopes. You're in trouble. Oh my God, the Snow Dragons. And that's what I was talking about earlier, when if you don't break out the windows first, you will shoot the window before you shoot the person. So the bullets that collide with the windows could either save your life or kind of get you out of a kill.
Yeah, I always do that too, just because I don't like to know where. I don't want to give away my position, because if you hear the window break, that makes it a little bit more obvious.
Right.
Another standoff between these teams here. Looks like these guys really are getting into this here.
Somebody in the chat's asking about it being debunked. As far as I'm aware, it's still a thing. If you noticed when he shot, there was no collision with the ground behind the one being shot at. Crimson Dragon knocking down Venet with a headshot with the M16. Got that 2-time scope there. The one, the only, the one that nobody picks up. Showing that 2x some love. Laying down some cover fire, giving away his position, though, taking some shots from Human L. Nira with the red dot sight, hopefully being able to pick up him. Crimson Dragon gonna get a little bit of lay down fire right now.
This is a close one. This is very... I have not seen many fights go down in the logging camp before, so this one will be interesting to say the least. Looks like
there's
Vincent
still
got up there, so...
I mean, we are almost 20 minutes now into this game. 60 alive. A minute before, we have a much smaller play area. Not a whole lot going on right now. There's not a whole lot of teams on top of each other. Still a lot of this, like 1 and 2 being spread out across the map. It's gonna be really interesting to see how these guys take on the challenge of now.
Yeah. That did
having
not work
nothing
out for UCSD, the peanut butter spread strategy there.
Yeah, it definitely came back to bite them. And not to say I knew, but It just the best method is to stick together tactically. You know,
especially in this. I mean, in this league, you know, everyone's going to stick together. If you split up, you're going to be down in any situation. Especially
Whale taking some damage, getting knocked by Dank Daddy with the Scar L. Dank Daddy is trying to actually completely eliminate on the Whale, killing Whale right now.
There he goes.
59 left. Night Ghost pinned down. It's just such an unfortunate position. The Lone Potato knocking Oxbuddy with the headshot with the M4. The Tactical Smoke not quite doing it for them right there. Night's Ghost in a really bad position. This is not a rock that you want to be hiding behind.
Barely a rock.
Night's Ghost might go down here, and he's down.
Tough, and that is 2 players down on Night's Ghost team. That is UC, University of Colorado Boulder.
Crimson Dragon down and killed.
Ooh.
See a lot of these executions. Salty Sea Cow, not in the water, but crawling around on the ground. Kangmeister.
Looks like Jacksonville State is out of the game there. Uh-oh. Kangmeister. Oh, man, there he goes. He was messing with the wrong one over there, I guess. Unloaded
Salty Sea Cow trying to get picked up right there. He's gonna have to if he wants to live to see another C. CPBL right there. Vito, Kangmeister, left Ariel and CBB Tony. It's we're looking at a really bad position for the Salty Sea Cow, Icy Fusion, Legendary Toe. There's just unfortunate positioning. You have a lot of trees, but not a whole lot of angles. If they make a really good decision to move in, they're gonna come on top for it. Kangmeister getting knocked by the Legendary Toe. Icy Fusion killing Kangmeister with the Mini 14, and that'll leave 52 alive. And this game has been going on for about 22 minutes, a minute and 50 seconds before it gets a lot smaller than it is right now for these teams.
This is the time now where I direct everyone to the alive meter and their stopwatch, because things are about to get crazy here as this next circle moves in the next minute and a half.
And you can see here that the teams are starting to become more and more on top of each other. And right now, it's going to be a fight to stay not only alive but keep positioning, because right now it's just a lot of open area, a lot of very tiny cover spots where we have tiny rocks here, some trees that maybe cover one person. It's going to be a lot of running around. Snow Dragons in a firefight right now, knocking and killing Orbits almost.
Oh,
nah, there's the knock right there. Soda Dragon there as well, with just a sliver of health with the VSS. We said nobody picked that up. Soda Dragon said, no, I pick up the VSS.
There we go.
Snow Dragons, though, with the pretty good shots, the great leads, putting some of these guys in trouble.
Couple of Boy Lad fans here in the chat. That's Boy Lad from Auburn.
Reek doing just exactly what he should be doing, keeping them behind the tree. And that's what a lot of these teams are missing out on. They're missing out on the suppressive fire to get a different position for their teammates. It's all about
definitely that high-level gameplay right there.
Exactly.
I don't see hardly anyone providing cover fire in this game, especially when a player's trying to switch positions or change positions or try and hold off going for a revive or something like that. Teams are definitely going to start thinking here. But I think part of it has to do with the ammo count. I think players are trying to be conservative.
See, if you notice that you have a lot of ammo, be your team's suppressor. It does help out in the long run. WM taking some really good shots here. He's a really great leader, and he does a ton of damage when he makes his shots. He does a really good job at aiming that center mass.
Oh,
Dragon's going down.
That's unfortunate right
Daddy
there.
going down. Black Rain just executing both of them.
Wow.
The grenade killing Snow Dragons, knocking.
Oh my goodness!
Three being knocked. Oh my God. There was a lot of knocks there from that frag grenade. 3. Call that one a spare. The Human L coming back into the play zone here. Taking double damage now. He's starting to take a lot of damage. Death from above also taking a lot of damage. Trying to pick up his buddy there, and it's not going to work for him. There we go. 41 alive. Just 2.5 minutes ago, there was 51. Just quite a considerable amount of people right there. Marcool
looking to finish off L. There he goes. Vincent about to.
So in a very bad position. You have 3 guys there. Unfortunately, Jay Good is in a really bad position too. I don't think he's moved in a really long time.
Low, man.
Yeah, he has not moved since the play area last started going down. Vincent is he's down, and he has nobody to pick him up. Temperature's too far to get him. I think that there's only one option right now, and that's just to keep driving forward. Unfortunately, he was pinned down, Vincent, for way too long. Temperature is too far to get him. Dank Daddy and his team right there, hopefully being able to pick him up. Boylad 420 has just a sliver of health there with Captain Doorknob. I'm hoping that we see a really good final, top 20. Even the top 30 is going to be pretty interesting. Icy Fusion, Salty Sea Cow, all looking really healthy right now. Got a Mini 14 there, an AKM, and an M16. Captain Doorknob there with the M4 Trashbone, looking a little peaked right now. Probably needs to pick himself up a little bit. Hochi, all the way over there by himself. There's a whole team right there. You can see the team right next to Hochi. And if he doesn't fix that right now, he's going to be in some trouble. Icy Fusion and his team taking out Captain Doorknob, the solo player now.
Poor Doorknob.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be very few buildings here. I believe that the sniper tower is probably one of the only couple of buildings here.
Ultron going down, getting knocked. All the direct firefight.
Holy mackerel, that is UCSD players right there.
Just taking the whole team out in the US. They were not. What did they? I don't know what they were thinking. They thought maybe like go in full force, full speed ahead, and try to take them down. Just didn't work out that way for them. Trashbone under some really bad cover right there. It's not looking good for these guys right now.
Looks like Strawberry caught outside of the circle. He's forced to make a run for it here. Very little health. He's going to expose himself.
Platypus taking out Trashbone. Platypus about to go down.
Ooh, I don't know.
Just a tiny bit of health.
And there goes.
A lot of these guys dying right outside the play zone. Strawberry under no cover at all. Oh, wow. USCD lens.
That was University of Washington there going down outside the circle.
UCSD just kind of hanging outside. There's so many people left right now. You got Lugo, the solo player, Fuchsia going down, knocking himself down for the finisher. Lugo is finishing his healing process, but looks like he's taking a lot more damage right now than he was taking before. Soda Dragon still here. Soda Dragon going completely out now. 10 left right now. Icy Fusion leading with Lugo, killing Lugo.
There he goes. Beautiful shots by Icy Fusion.
Hochi is still the only one left. Has not moved since. There's 9 left right now.
He's got it, baby.
Yeah, Hochi is waiting for the last possible second here. Eric the Sloth sitting right outside the play zone in prone, trying to keep himself under the radar. Metrometer going down right now. Big Mac Attack popping out that stun grenade, hopefully trying to do something with that. It seems that Big Mac Attack is going to be trying some really ballsy stuff right now. Dank Daddy seeing Big Mac Attack, knocking him and killing him, leaving only 7 to go right now. There is 2v1, v4, v1, and it is looking very, very, very good right now for Hochi, as he is now out of the race. The Salty Sea Cow and Legendary Toe in the 3v2. The Lone Potato, Dank Daddy, and Icy Fusion. Icy Fusion getting knocked outside the zone. The Salty Sea Cow taking some fire right now.
This is
only
close.
10% health left for the Salty Sea Cow. 15% health left. Legendary Toe taking some damage. Dank Daddy getting just getting hit right at the outside the play zone there. If he doesn't get picked up, the Lone Potato could be facing a 1v2. Should be very unfortunate for them. Now it is officially a 2v2. The Salty Sea Cow Legendary Toe, Lone Potato, Dank Daddy, 420 with the 10 kills this game. I'd be very sad to see him go, but he's got to pick himself up.
Sharing a tree there, that never works out well.
Yeah, we're like I said, there's no cover, no concealment. You've got the Lone Potato and Dank Daddy here. Dank Daddy getting knocked. He's going to go down and probably be out. The Lone Potato should probably do his best right now to just keep going. Keep going. The Lone Potato is the only one left in the 1v2. Can he take this for his team? Knocking the Legendary Toe. It's the Salty Sea Cow. If the Lone Potato does not move up and take out the Salty Sea Cow, this is game over. The Salty Sea Cow going down. Dank Daddy taking the win.
Man, Dank Daddy definitely. That's just lose-lose situation.
The Lone Potato taking the win, rather. 10 kills, rank 1, 10 kills for Dank Daddy. The Lone Potato taking 5. This is going to put him high up on that.
First place, that is UT Knoxville, and they got second last game. They definitely had the win here in tonight's elite game overall for sure. Salty Sea Cow and University of South Carolina in second there, and in third,
what a carry.
Let's see, Eric the Sloth from UCSD. They split up and they made it. They made it.
They did. That's what I stand. Okay, I take it back, but I don't get it. I don't have to get it, but I don't get it. But they won. They were very formidable, and that's exactly what I wanted to see today.
For sure. What an amazing game. What an amazing game tonight. Amazing elite game tonight. And wow, I'm surprised UCSD got third with that split in the beginning. They're losing half their players very early on in the match. And that'll be it for tonight, folks. I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in to tonight's elite game. And I'd like to remind all you guys to tune in this Wednesday and Thursday right here at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time for the normal games of the week. This is going to be my last stream for a little while here. I will be streaming a future charity stream in November, but until then, that'll be it from me. This is Potater and
James, like the sauce,
signing out. See you guys.